day 2. Just another one to go, hey? Today, though, we're going to be really creative, guys. Really creative. We're going to do something totally different today. So if you are brand new to the channel, I will do a shout out in a second. There's a few of you on today. Is it raining outside? So my name is Tony Darroch, and this is the How to Craft Network, where we share the love of craft every day, every minute of every second of all of our lives. That's what we do here. So if you're not a subscriber, you might want to subscribe. If you like the show, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to pop a comment underneath, you will be in with a chance to win the wonderful products that we've used in show. Or if you've already got them, we'll swap it out for something else. So across the back here, these are all of our lovely samples that we've made over the course so far. Today, we're doing different. Today, you're going alone. We're not using the papers today, guys, as a cheat. We're doing our own. Oof. So let me just show you the items here. So we have the paper, we have the stamps and dies, and we've mixed it up. We've done a lovely, lovely mix for you all. But today we're just going to use the die for this, and we're going to freehand paint. So if you've got your paints or your ink pads and a brush, you're literally good to go. So are you all now running off, turning me off, turning me off? She says we've got to do it on our own. Now you're all turning me off, right? No, we don't do that. We like to push our boundaries with craft and try new things, experiment, because you never know what the results are going to look like. So we're going to create our own water theme on a piece of watercolor card, right? I have no idea how it's going to go, but we're going to go with it. So you're going to need some water. Don't get scared. You're going to need a brush of some form, any brush, flat brush to get some water down. A round brush maybe. Let's just clean this off because this has got gold in it. Clean, clean, clean. Now I've got gold water. How is everyone today? What are we all doing today? It is sunny here in Wakefield. Surprisingly, it's sunny. Oh, my paintbrush sounds like it's wobbly. What's all that about? I'm going to go with it in the hope that something doesn't happen to it. Right. Piece of watercolour cat. Are you all excited? I'm a bit nervous, actually. Why am I nervous? What is all that about? Like I don't already know you all. Amanda, Kathy, Audrey, Marilyn. Marilyn's still bouncing, I bet, from her giveaway last night. That's gone today, I think. Marilyn, for you all. So exciting. So let's just have a look at what's going on. Piece of watercolour card from, I like to use the Carter here. If you haven't got any and you want to do this, this is on the web, but if you've got some you can play with in the meantime. You're probably not going to get great results on normal card for this sort of technique. Normally I say try both, go with what works. But to get the sort of watercolour that I'm trying to get with the look of watercolour and water, it's better on watercolour card if you've got it. No great shake if you haven't though. So let's start. Are you ready? I'm going to use Ocean and Tiffany ink pads, but if you have tubes or pans, some posh stuff, you can use that. I try not to encroach on all of that other good stuff because if there's somebody watching and doesn't have it, I don't want to leave them out. So I always stick to what's on my table here, but you can get your tubes and be really posh and just have an hour of mindfulness if you want to. So let's have a look here. So I've got this piece of card and I'm just going to pop some water on my mat and get the card to stick to my mat. I'll pop that on there nicely like so. And then I think we're just going to wet the cardstock. I definitely am, Tony. I don't blame you, sweetheart. I don't blame you at all. So I've got some water on my brush here and I'm just going to wet this cardstock. I'm just going to literally give it a good old drink. And I'm doing my own interpretation of what I see under the water looking up, if that makes any sense at all. Ask me how it's going to look, I've no idea, but you know, it is what it is. So I've got some nice wet cardstock here. And let's go for it. Who's nervous? Me. Who's excited? Me. So I'm going to do the ocean colour. And I'm going to swish my ink onto here. And then I'm just going to clean my brush. And I'm just going to pick up some of this blue here. And then I'm just going to get some colour down. So I'm going to do down the edge, across the bottom, across the top, and then down here, like so. Just get some colour down. And I'm going to do it like I'm looking, You know, like when fishes look up and it's like a circle going up. Does that make sense? Like, I'm going to try and attempt that. We'll give it a try, right? So, here goes. So I'm just going to pull the colour into like a circular or ovally type style. We could still do a circle, even though my card's rectangle. So you just got to go with the process, guys. You really have. Just, you know, don't put yourself under pressure. Just get some colour down and then we'll manipulate it from there, right? So spread this out a little bit. And then we'll just go in a little bit more. Wet my brush again. So let's just go in a little bit more and sort of like bring it in a little bit. Now I've got this awful harsh line here, so I need to go a bit darker. Now say, stick with the process. Stick with it, guys, because honestly, the best cards don't come to life right till the very end. If I've taught you anything with your painting, see your cards through, right? So I'll just drag it in so I get some of the lighter colour in. Now, I know you're all watching me because you've all gone quiet. Like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some tissue and blot some of it out as well. Just around the edge there, just to soften it so it looks a little bit cloud-like, sky-like. And then let's add some more. Let's add some more dark to the edge. I just love pushing paint around some paper. Does everybody else like that? Or do you actually need me to sort of like get you all going, to push you to do it, hey? So now you can see sort of the swizzle going up into to the top of the water there. And I would probably say if you're continuing to just do this and you want some white as well, just keep doing your tissue. It is going to be way darker than this, by the way. I'm just getting my first layer down here. So you can see it's sort of like going up there a little bit. So let's make it a little bit darker around the edges. All concentrating now. Because it's still wet, you'll still get the sort of bleed effect. So go in, keep going, keep going. I'm going to have my own little masterpiece. And so are you guys at home if you give this a twirl. And what do you all normally say to me? Oh, gosh, Tony, I'm mesmerised. I saw it and I thought, oh, where's this going? And then in the end, I was like, wow. Can you remember? Can we all remember? So I'm just going to go even darker here. I'm just trying to keep that nice circle in the centre. But as I can see, I'm getting a harsh line. Can you see I've got a harsh line? So I'm just going to add some water and just soften that line. You see, just soften it slightly. It's very cloud-like. Keep pulling it in. So just take your time and sort of manipulate and manipulate until you... I think we're getting there. Keep going. Keep just adding that colour. Let's add a little bit of a different colour just to give it a little bit of texture, which is very similar. This has a green undertone and this has a blue undertone. There's not much difference. There is a difference, but not much. Oh, Carol says, fourth lot of chemo last Monday, 2 more to go. Oh, sweetheart. Should be incredibly proud of yourself. So although I've put quite a bit of colour on them, I'm still going to go back in with my tissue and see if I can just give it a little bit of texture. Not too much, but just a little bit, because water's never super still, although we imagine it being super still, but it never actually really is it? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to dry it off a little bit to push it back, because I need to add some lines like they're going in towards the surface of the water. So let's just dry this off a little bit, so it all sort of like doesn't amalgamate into one. Not too much, just a little bit. Audrey says she's feeling very relaxed. Well, that's what I'm here for. So I'm not drying it fully. I can still see there's a little bit of water in there, just to push it back a little bit. Because what I want to do now is sort of like, do you know when the light like comes through the water and you get the liney effect through, if that makes sense? That's my vision. So let's try this. If it don't work, we can overpaint it, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to sort of do... And it'll look dark to start with until I push it back. Like so, like giving that dimension up there. So I'm just going to take my brush, add some water, and I'm just going to pull it out slightly. And take it maybe right up. Got a hair. Like so. So let's do on this side. And if you just use water like I'm doing here on this second one, what you can then do is get your tissue and just pull it out a little bit. Like so. So you get that sort of... We've done this with our forests, if you remember. You can sort of like pull it back out again. So let's just get a bit more water, a little bit of colour on my brush, so just a little one here maybe. So take them into a point and then it gives you that sort of visual as if it's going up towards the surface of the water, like so. So I've got very little colour on my brush here, it's mostly water. It's just going to give that sort of look of the sun just coming through. And then you can just use your tissue and just pull it out a little bit. And then I'm just going to go in with a smaller brush here, pick up some of the colour and just maybe put some little lines into, just to sort of enhance, maybe get away from this ink a little bit, but don't want to put my sleeve in my ink, so. Probably thinking, this is not how I see things like this, Tony. Oh, I tell you, welcome to my world. So just some like flashes of the water. I'm hoping that you'll just get a piece of card out and just have a go at this, guys, because honestly, it's not difficult. It really ain't difficult. It's not. And it's the playing. But even if we don't end up with something that's quite good enough, I'd still say, have you enjoyed yourself trying? Well, I have, yeah, thank you very much. So I still need to do a little bit of work around the edges, I would suggest. Just a little bit. I think we need to go darker. See how now you're getting that real depth now when you add that darkness. And if you get a harsh line, just use a bit of water and blend it through. I've lost my lines a little bit. They're all right though. They're still there, still visual, just. That looks nice with the darker now, doesn't it? And I'm just going in with the tip of my brush and creating some like bow lines, like the puddle effect you would get. If you've got anything, can you see now with those faux lines, it sort of like brings it in. So I've still got my lines, which is brilliant because I thought I was going to lose those, but I haven't. I've still got them. And if you still have like harsh lines and you're not too sure about your harsh lines, I'm going to show you in a second how we push it all back by adding the water splash technique, which you all know. I think I'm going to stop quick while you're ahead, right? So that doesn't look too bad in my opinion. It's not finished by any means, but it doesn't look too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a smaller brush here and I've got it loaded with water and I'm just going to splash some water just to give you effect of maybe the rippling of some waves or just something, anything. And you can see you just get this like speckled effect as well. And it's all just sort of like combusting, should we say, together. It just gives a wonderful, wonderful look. Now, I'm not going to drink that up with the tissue yet. I'm going to give it a moment or two to really just work its magic. Now, you can get this look with salt. You add salt to your drawing, a wet drawing, and leave it. The soak sort of sucks the colour out of the page. And you get this like mottled effect here. So I'm just going to leave that as is, but I am just going to clean around. Just 1 second, I'll just grab my cloth. Let's just clean around for now. So the whole point of Create Together, as you know, is to make you, yeah, and I do say make you, try new things. So it may be the style of the product, it might be how we do the cards, and just to try new things in general. And sometimes it's not always a cool thing to just continue to use our stamps and dies in the same format, in the same way, how they've been put together, how somebody else has done them. Sometimes it's really nice to say, do you know what? I'm going to build that into my own masterpiece and I'm going to paint my own project. Okay, so this just looks so cool now. I've added those splats and it's sort of like brought all my lines together. It's tidied it up a little bit just from random splatting. So I'm just going to leave that a second or two because you can see, look, it's still twizzling around. It's giving bubbles effect. It totally is. So whilst that's doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the die, this one, and I'm going to cut it in black. She says, if we've got some black. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the appearance of fish shadows going up, and I'm going to paint some fish in as well. So it's sort of like, it really, really will be our own masterpiece. I'm just going to get some black here. I'm just going to cut this on my die cutting machine. Just 1 second. It's mockling beautifully. You know, if you rattled it with some white confetti as well to give it that like sea foam effect, that would be cool too. So don't be afraid of it. It don't bite, I promise you. Carol says, wish Tony did the Saturday painting tutor. I know, I do miss them myself. I know, it's just having the time, unfortunately. I can't split myself into 9 million pieces. I'd love to, but I can't. I'm having the same problem with even just getting to create and craft at the moment. Because obviously I design, everything comes from here. And, you know, TV's just really problematic at the moment, just even getting there. So, but we'd, as always, and you included, guys, we always do our best, right? We just do our best. Nobody can ask for any more than that. Right, so let's run this one through. This actually would look cool on like a navy card, because if you wanted to create the reflection of the water follow through, the fish in navy would look cool. So when you look at it like this look, you really do get the effect of, I'm going to maybe bring it off the page a little bit so it's not so big. But what I am going to do now is I'm going to dry our cute background, dry it off, and then we'll add some fish, our own fish. Can we draw a fish? Can we paint a fish? It's just an eyeball shape. It's just an eye shape, isn't it, with a little tail on the end, right? Look at this though as well. If you had, obviously, if this piece of paper were bigger, you could have had a silhouette of the fish and the water coming through the silhouette of the fish. That would look quite cool. I'm just going to help it along a little bit with my tissue. Just move it under the, get away from the puddle. Just give it a good old dry off, make sure it's dry. I think that's good enough. That will be good enough. Right, so let's just get rid of that. So now what we need to do is we need to get a smaller brush. See if I've got my smaller brush here. I've got my size 6. So let's just give this a water clean on the water here. Let's paint some dark fish in, or some blue fish. Could really do with being black, but I don't think I have a black watercolor ink pad. Just make sure my brush is clean. Hope says, Tony does this every day. Wonder Woman, I can barely make breakfast anymore. It's funny because as soon as I come out of here, right, I grab a bit of lunch. I'm like, right, does anybody else need me today? What? And then like, I need you. Like, right, okay, right, can I just go catch my son at the school gate? Catch my son. Then he's like, needs feed. He's the same old family, isn't it? Feed him, bath him, homework, because he's a day late on his homework, which we didn't do yesterday, so that's got to be done today. Tuesday is actually our chill out days. He's not got no cricket, no gymnastics or anything like that. So Tuesday's actually our chill out day, but it's still, we don't actually sit down. I don't think anyway. So let's draw some fish. This is going to be, let's hope they don't look like seaweed. This is where it gets it goes horribly wrong. Okay, so let's have a go. So let's have a look. It might be worth penciling some fish in, and then when you're happy, paint them in. But I'm just gonna go for it. Why not? Hey. So let's do. Oh, I'm nervous. So let's do. What is that? What is that? I'm going to have to fill it in. I'm sorry. It's not too bad. Should his tail be bigger? Should it go to a point? No? Listen, it's just a suggestion, right? All right, he's got hips. Hips don't lie. Oh, crikey. Let's do a smaller one here. He looks like he's floating. He looks like he's dead. This is not good. This is not a good sketch, guys. Hang on a minute. Shall we have a Google what some fish should look like? Let me have a look here. Let's find some fish. Hang on a minute. Look at state. Look at the state of him. How do we rectify him now? Come on, help me out, guys. Somebody Google some fish. Oh. Hang on a minute. He's getting filled in a bit. It's a bit thin. It were a bit thin. Not sure what on earth that is. Let's just give him a little bit of a bigger hump. Is that better? Stop laughing at me, guys. It's just not funny. It's not funny at all, I know. Let's just do some pretend ones. Well, they are pretend. Do they get any better? Let's do a side one. Ask David Attenborough. He looks a bit like a fish, does he? Front side? No. Let's do some coming down here, look. I'm going to have to pick the best of this picture now, and I've gone and done some fish that look like blooming dead leaves floating on water. Oh. That one, I have no idea what that is. Come on. Oh, can't cover them with a butterfly arm, really. Butterfly, I can't. Let's make him a bit darker on top, so it looks like... I'm not a fan of this big one here. I think it could be a turtle. Could it be a turtle? Well, you know, let's do some faded out ones so it don't look as obvious. Oh. Let's do like a stream of them little fishes that all go together. At least I can say I painted it. I didn't cheat. Not like you lot. You'll be all using papers. I know what your guys... You let me look stupid and then you'll like, oh, if it looks good, I'll give it a twirl. If Tony does a hash of it, we're not going nowhere near it. I know what you guys are like. Oh. Top ones are better. Does that mean I'm getting better, Carol? Well, he's somewhere near top him because he's really faint. I can't... this is killing me. Do you know what, though? Do you know what? We've got our big fish. I might put my black fish over him. Do some... Let's do like ones just coming in here. Little baby one. I'm just laughing at myself now. I need to stop. A little baby one, look, he's a little tiddler. It's like they're all on the path to death. I think I need to stick to flowers, don't you? That looks like a fork. The blackfish could be a photo. Well, he's definitely going to be a butterfly. He's definitely going to save the day, he is. Right, quick while you're ahead, let's just do that many. Right, because I'm not fond of my fish, we're going to cover them. Well, not cover them, but push them back a bit, and I'll show you how. So white and gold confetti are lifesavers, right? So let's mix up some white and some confetti. I'm nearly to the bottom of this white. It's just not a good sketch. Carol says she got rid of her pond and made a rockery. So Hope says hers would look like aeroplane. Well, you know, these are not far from aeroplanes or jets. So if we push them back a little bit, look, bubbles from waves. He's getting hidden anyway. He just, I have no idea what I was thinking with him. So see, already we're pushing them back. It's already looking way better. So then we've got white, and then we need to do gold as well, because it's water, isn't it? We always like a little bit of gold. Not too much of the gold, just some on the edges, maybe. Water lilies? Are you joking? Mine would look like pancakes, Elaine. Listen, I just need to stick to flowers. Listen, I am trying to encourage you guys to do more when I can't even do it myself. What is all that about? But I do enjoy a challenge, and I do love playing. You all know that. Whether it comes out good or bad, I'll always sort of like try and make it work in some way, whether I'm happy with it or not. So let me just mop up that white splodge there. So let's dry this then. It's not looking too bad, guys, and the gold will sort of give me that shimmer. I'll show you the shimmer on the gold. It'll actually, I'm okay with it now, guys. I'm going to cover him, so I'm not too precious about him. Let me just show you this, see if I can catch that gold. That looks quite cute with the gold around, just to break the blue up a little bit there. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab my black ink pad and I'm just going to edge it. So just sort of like finish the edge of your image. Just dry that a little bit. And then where's my fish? Here he is, look. So I might have to do my, like, turn it that way. Let's just push him back a little bit. It's got a little friend, look. That doesn't look too bad. Come on, guys, you've got to agree, that doesn't look too bad. It's missing something, though. I'll tell you what it is missing. It's missing the white gel pen in the water. Needs lines. Make sure that works. Nope. Have I got another one? Hopefully you can see that there. They're pretty much dry back to nothing, but just add a little bit of detail where I've got none. Just a... See what I mean? I hated it a moment ago, and now I feel like adding just a few more details and just pushing it a little bit more and just, you know, I've got the attitude. I don't actually care right now if I don't make it great. I've enjoyed myself to this far, but now, because I've stuck through the process, I've now actually pulled back something. Look at that background now. Come on, tell me that doesn't look too bad, guys. And fishes don't look too bad. They don't look too dead. So let's just take this onto here and then we'll trim his tail off. Coming as far as we can without it looking ridiculous. Not a bad effort, that, hey? And then what we'll do is we'll just trim his tail. He really is the big fish of this pond or lake or little pool or something. And then we need some sentiments. Now I'm thinking, should we do washi tape sentiments instead of the sentiments that are in the set? Let's just see if I've got mine to hand. Because the black is going to really bring that fish to life. Is this them? Oh, found a few, but doesn't look like there's many. I need to cut some more. The background is fabulous. I know I'm quite chuffed with that, actually, to be honest. And then let's have a look. We don't want It's a Boy. I Believe in You. From Me to You. Hugs and Kisses. And this is where you sort of like make your own work. It's so lush. And Let's Chat Soon. Doing it. So I'm saying to somebody, I believe in you. This is from me to you. I'm sending you a hug and some kisses, and let's catch up soon, or let's chat soon. How cool is that? And I'm going to build them all down this, like, set, so it's connected to my fish, so my fish is not floating. Let's just trim that off there. I believe in you. From me to you. Trim it off a little bit. You could even edge your fish with a white gel pen or gold. I'm going to stay away from it though because I like it as it is, but just, you know, you make it your absolute own. So from me to you, hugs and kisses. And what I'm doing is I'm keeping one side the same, so I'm going to keep it in line down here. And then we have Let's Chat. Get rid of that big white border there. And that gold just catching on that background there. That is not a bad effort. In fact, I would probably, I am gonna go around my fish in gold, go around him, add a hue of gold around him. Just to make him stand out a little bit. So he's like the star of the show. And it'll just catch the light when the card gets twisted. Just a very thin one. Now it looks like it's a little bit 3D with a lovely gold halo. Wonderful. You can thank me later, guys. See, I knew you were all sitting tight thinking, oh, where's this going? Let Tony make a hash. It's actually come out all right. I'm pleased with it, thank goodness. Sometimes things don't always work out, we know that. But, you know, sometimes if you just see a card through to the end, you can pull it back. And I love my background. Just around the fish, creating a nice glow. Now we have. There we go. Let's just get some cards to put it on. Let me just show you if you were to put it, excuse me, if you were to pop it onto a black piece of card, onto a card blank, how it would look. Pretend that's black. So there we go. Or if you were to pop it onto some white. On a white card blank, how it would look as well. So there we go. What do we think? I managed to pull it back. Just. I will mount it onto some board. Might add a bit of sparkle as well. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. But I'm really chuffed with that. I hope you're going to give that a go, guys. Come on. It's a piece of paper, a bit of paint, a bit of water. If you make a hash of the background, it's no great shake, right? So give it a go. Maybe try it in like a navy blue rather than a tealy blue. You'll get it really, really dark then, or maybe add some black too as well. So there we go. So I am back tomorrow with you at 1 p.m. again tomorrow. Don't forget to pop a comment underneath this video because we're going to pick 7 winners. These are all the cards so far. This will take pride of place on here as well. And then at the end, we'll decide which we liked the best or which one you tried and you loved as well. So please do let me know on that front as well. So I will see you all tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and then I'll keep you updated tomorrow at 1 o'clock on what's happening throughout the week. But whatever you're doing, have a great afternoon. If you're going out in the sun, put your cream on, get some fresh air, and remember, always stay connected. And I'll see you all later. Take care, guys. Bye.